Grand Rising, guys. It's Prince Iya Ashaya. I decided to go real sporadic, real live with it this morning. I'm full of energy. Got the room to myself. So today, we're going to be talking about a couple things. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. My voice probably sound all deep and mystical. You probably can't even see too much of my face. But yeah. Welcome to This is Not a Motherfucking Channel News. So let's see. Hey, this is a video. Let's see who's up right now. Who is up? We up early right now. The vibes. I ain't got no music going. But we're gonna be talking about some things that I want to go into just off the top of the head. So if y'all can share the video, I'll just talk about types of spell workings, hot and cold spells, warm spells, elemental bending and such, and how to tap into certain elements, using your elements to begin to tap into those type of abilities. Then I'm talking about using your abilities to create elemental fusion to create a new ability out of the two abilities or the one ability that you may possess elementally. So this is where we're going to go into quite a few little things. Get everybody in here. Let's go machine gunning right now. So, excuse my hair. People like, your hair looks crazy. That's because I think a lot, motherfucker. So yeah, just woke up, got the bowl packed. Talk about some elemental spelling and elemental bending and hot versus cold spells and stuff like that. So let's see how many people we can get in here this morning. All right. So who's ready to learn this Sunday, this day of the sun? Try to get as many of y'all in here. Boom, 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 boom. What up, cuz? Just inviting random niggas now. Right, niggas from childhood, inviting niggas from fifth period in high school, just adding niggas right now. What's up? What's up? All right, that's enough of y'all. So hey, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Yeah, my natural voice is actually pretty deep. It's actually pretty deep when I'm not using my like talking voice or my speaking voice. This is why I usually kind of be like, hey, how you doing? Because my real voice be like, people be like, what the fuck? I'd be like, yeah, I sound like Barry White. So yeah, my voice is hella deep, bro. So, all right, let's go ahead. Look at the topic. Y'all got y'all bowls packed. Y'all got y'all blunts packed. What's up? We waking and banking right now. It's a vibe. So let's go ahead and look at the title again. All right, so Grand Risings, the topic of the day is types of spells, hot and cold, and how to work with your natural element to understand your elemental abilities. And then we got a cool little topic, the inner art alchemy, learning alchemy, the inner art of elemental fusion or fission. So let's start with types of spell work. Okay, so the difference between a hot and cold spell. So what a hot spell is something that's going to be usually generally using an elemental factor of magic. You'll be using fire or something that's hot and fast. So fire, smoke is considered sometimes a hot spell, depending on your ingredients, but generally it's based on the elements of fire. So hot spell is any spell that can hit hard fast, but it doesn't last as long. That's a hot spell. And also it's less controlled in a sense. So a hot spell, if all four people could share this. So a hot spell, for example, people get like major hot spells in like Africa and stuff. That's where they get a lot of hot spells and stuff going. You could get rich overnight, but the catch-22 of a hot spell is you might die. So like the closer you in the spirit world, the closer you are to being rich, the closer you are to being dead. So in the Bible, he who hastes to be rich hastes to be dead. So hot spells are interesting. So hot spells are usually for quick emergency situations, and they're not long-term spells. They're your candle workings that you get at the Botanica. They're your different things like that. You feel me? Versus a cold spell, which is probably using some type of cold energy or something like that, or versus a cold spell, which is a longer lasting, longer longevity kind of situation. So, working a cold spell takes time. You know, so you feel me? It takes patience. More far too often, I come with people who come in my inbox who want spell work done, and they're like, they want the fastest, hottest spell. And it's like, bruh, that shit's gonna come with consequences if you want a hot spell. Like, I can negate a lot of shit, but you know what I'm saying? It's gonna come with, you know what I'm saying, something, because the universe has to work fast and hard to reorganize itself to whatever your order or your reality that you want the practitioner or the magician or the shaman or the voodoo priest or whatever to rearrange for you. So this is what also people got to understand when y'all come and get spells done. A lot of people are doing hot spells. They don't know what they're doing. So you got a lot of people who are saying claiming professionals, but they aren't really professionals. So they don't really care about the consequences of how this can affect you, how it can affect your family, and things like that. Let's see if we can get some more people in here. I know it's early in the morning. Niggas is probably still asleep. So this is how these things can affect you. A hot spell, it's good, but at the same time it can go bad really fast. So, you know, that's something like you're thinking hot, you need something real fast, and you're not really too much caring about the backlash. The backlash ain't always bad either. You know what I'm saying? It's not always bad. I've had people come back and be like, oh, will this backfire on me or whatever like that. And if you have a professional or somebody who's working heavy, they know how to negate certain things. They know how to turn certain energies around. They know how to break those type of energies down in order to manifest things with the least amount of resistance. But if you have a lot of shit going on in your life and you know you don't go to the practitioner wholeheartedly, openly letting them know, hey, I got a lot of shit going on, then that practitioner cannot get a full scope. You know what I'm saying? We don't always know everything when it comes to, we get bits and flashes of things when it comes to you guys. What will help sleep? That's an interesting one. I'm gonna help out with that one. I'm gonna have to message that person later, help y'all get that. At least it was a question that wasn't stupid, because I get a lot of stupid questions. I'm not even gonna lie. I used to say there's no stupid questions. No, there's some stupid motherfucking questions out there. Like, seriously. So hopefully I don't mind me using my natural voice. So yeah, so hot cold spells. Try to get everybody in here. Boom. Oh wow. Oh, you're watching. I wasn't supposed to go live, but I did. I couldn't help it. Creativity was bubbling in my mind. So yeah. But more. I'm pretty sure more people are going to watch this later. It's just given the time that we're on. It's early as hell. Shit. It's probably not. Ooh, that's bad. All right. So hey. So yeah. Versus hot spells. So cold spells are stuff that lasts longer. They take time. You have literally zero to no negative effects. Versus a hot spell where I gotta negate a lot of shit, and then also I have to take into account blockages. So you might not be able to succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to do. You might need several spells off my menu to accomplish that. One spell is not going to always get you because of what may be going on in your life. A lot of people do not like to tell the practitioner fully of what is going on in their life. So, choke up. So when you have a hot spell, it's something that you either fast, it's either going to cause fire, it's going to be something that they ingest, it's going to be, something like that, hot. So cold spell is going to be more like water. It's going to be more like a jar spells are kind of like warm kind of cold spells. I could say they're kind of like cold spells because you can take your time with them depending on the contents you put in them. But you can make them both ways. You can also alter them piece to where you have a hot and cold spell. So it depends on the alchemy of it, which brings into the elements that you're using. So yeah, you got cold spells that are longer lasting. They cost more, but because they take so much ceremonial work. So you have spells. You have spell workings. A spell is simply just something that is chanted or something that I can do. Boom, that's going to be cheap. Then a spell working is something that might take 7 days, 7 to 14 days. And then a ceremonial work is something that has to happen at a certain place at a certain time, and it has to be a certain level of energy, and I have to be aligned with certain energies in order to make that happen. Then you have ritual work. Ritual work is something that is consistently done, meaning that you are paying a person to do ritualistically the work that you need. That means you're going to come pay, for, let's see, you need unlocking consistently in your life. You consistently want somebody to keep unlocking that energy of whatever, or you want somebody to consistently put peace energy or whatever. That's ritual work. You're paying this person a certain amount of money every so often, and they're continuously doing the ritual to get you there, because everything works in cycles and cycles and cycles. One spell is not going to get you there. If you want to be wealthy, one spell is not going to get you wealthy. You have to be realistic in this universe. One spell is not going to have you wealthy. So it's continually doing these things in a ritualistic manner. So that's why my menu is like that, because a lot of people don't take into account. They're not telling you that, oh yeah, they'll be like, oh yeah, you'll read, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people aren't telling you 100% the truth, because they want you to think magic is just boom here, there, let me hurry up and manifest this. No, it might take something to go to a tree. It might take going to somebody else. It might take going to certain places and spaces to do certain things, to get certain things, certain objects, certain types of dirt, you know what I'm saying? Graveyard dirt and stuff like that. Take certain types of things to get that. And then also take into account your element. Your element could determine also how good how your spells play out. So elemental work. So yeah, elemental work, hot and cold spells. Not every or in warm spells. Like I said, a warm spell is something that's released slowly. A hot spell is something that's released fast, hot, boom, bang, bang. You're asking the universe to cause a big bang to happen, boom. So that's going to not necessarily, in the backlash isn't always a bad thing. Like the backlash isn't always some catastrophic shit. Depends on who you're going to and what they work with. You feel me? Depends on who you go to and who they work with, that you'll get that. Me lately, I tend to work with a lot of angels, a lot of the books of Moses, and a lot of different stuff like that. So I do still practice black and dark magic, but I don't do it as frequently now because I haven't had a need for it. And I haven't had clients that have had any scenarios that I could not use my, what people would call light magic, to get done. So, because angels fuck shit up too. An angel will cause some shit to go down. Like, so that's it for people who seek justice and things like that. You gotta understand with revenge spells, you know what I'm saying? Everything comes at a price. You know what I'm saying? People like to think that, oh, I can go hex somebody and nothing might happen. I'm talking about on your own. If you don't have a practitioner who knows how to go lay that shit and keep it from coming back, you feel me? Because you're literally like aiming a gun at somebody and that shit going backfire. You know what I'm saying? Just a little kickback. Ain't nothing you can do about it. You just launched a 22 at a nigga. Hold up, wait a minute, it's a 22. You just launched that at a nigga. Or so kickback. You gotta learn how to negate those certain properties, how to deter shit. So this is why certain people come into play. So when you do that type of stuff, just be mindful, because it could come down 6, 7 years down the line. You feel me? There's a few practitioners that we know of that have gone crazy on their lives, shooting guns and all types of shit, talking about the police is coming after. That's probably a backfire. That's probably a backfire. That's probably some shit that you done did to somebody and it came back and you didn't go take it down to the cross and you didn't know how to get rid of it, how to keep that energy off you, because what goes around comes back around. So I tend to try to dabble more so on the light side these days. So, yeah, hot and cold spells, man. Contact me for spell work, hot and cold spells. I'm gonna probably ask y'all for here on out. You want hot or cold? Do you want that spell hot or do you want that spell cold? That's why I'm gonna have to ask, like I'm serving a recipe, because essentially I am cooking up something for you as a practitioner. I'm cooking up a certain alchemy to get that, which brings us into boom, 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 which is the next topic: how to work with your natural element to understand your elemental abilities. Okay, so as an earth sign, my natural ability to its highest level and degree is earthquakes. Ever since I was born, I've started earthquakes. And I've always had this weird fascination with earth, tectonic plates, and all these things like that. But being an earth sign, I'm encompassing all the signs. Because all these signs could not exist if there wasn't a base, earth. So this is where it allows me to get into elemental fission or fusion. Fission is when, two atoms collide and they cause a spark, a fission. So fusion, as we would call it. So this is the inner alchemy of that. So let's say, all right, in my right hand, I have earth. In my left hand, oh wait, no, let's go a little bit different, because you're gonna, when we look at earth of it, you're gonna be like, all right. So in my left hand, I have water. In my right hand, I have fire. So understanding your fire element, say that you're a fire element, you have to understand all the aspects of how that fire works, that inner fire works. And then you start to learn your elemental abilities. So once you learn about the flame and you study with the flame itself is a spirit, and that's how you can thus get into elemental bending, because then you'll be able to bend the elements in order to pretty much rearrange the matter around it and pretty much bend the light rays around that. So when you fuse that with another element, you recreate a new element. So I'm gonna take Sky's her her comment right now. I have done that, but it was only to get justice, and I only used my words and energy. Nothing came back to me because I know it was always justified. Facts. Justification is a huge thing. It's been times where I knew I was gonna have to fuck somebody up, and I would try to do it, and then the universe is like, nah, not right now. I give you the sign to do it because you're in tune. And then when they come and smack at you, then now you got every right to go do that. You feel me? So it's different things, the ways. It's all about reading the signs and stuff like that. But if it's justified and somebody is fucked up, that's when it's the best, because the universe is like, all right, you're not forcing this upon us to push to do this shit. You feel me? This is why people who practice a lot of dark magic and a lot of magic that fuck people up, they're fucked up themselves. Everything around them is fucked up. It's cluttered up. They can't handle the energy and stuff like that. Versus somebody like me, when I practice dark, I go completely like silent. I'm like dark master. Like I'm sitting there meditating in it. I'm actually using it as a form of that, as if I was using high magic. Most motherfuckers just go cursing, and it's just, yeah. So what about fire sign? So, all right. So take fire, take an element of water. All right. So my partner, she's fire. I am earth, but usually when I'm around her, I'm encompassing water. Okay. In order for those two elements to come together, there has to be some sort of fusion. So who here knows what happens when when fire and water collide? What happens when fire and water collides? Let's ask a quick question. Who knows what happens when fire and water collides? What element is created? Because you're creating a new element that you're allowing yourself to have access to. So anybody, I'll wait. I'll hit the bowl. Don't worry, we got time. Anybody? Smoke? Okay, but Jay, what is smoke consisted of? Air, exactly. You're creating air. Exactly. And what does that connect to? Air is connected to what? The mental. It's connected to the mental. See? So you have mentals. So this is how you learn that everything is an element. A L is a light electron. Okay. The mental is your mind. Okay. And that's what you're doing. You're using your elementals to control the elements around you. Smoke, but smoke is encompassing of air. So if you were to give it that, you would give it air. All right. Just like when you take gas and you hit it with fire, you get ether. So you hit gas, like a gaseous substance, and you hit it with some type of flame or some type of nuclear thing, you'll and create some type of ether. Smoking a wave. Nah, we had it correct. Air. Air. Jay had it correct. Jay, you get 3,000 points on the board. So, yeah, then you begin to create a new element. You begin to learn how to adapt to element, and this is alchemy. So this is why Naruto, you see them going like this. They taking the right hand and the left hand, the yin chi and the yang chi, and they're combining them together using certain hand signs. You feel me? And then you create a different element with using that chakra energy. So you would take, okay, so let's say you would combine the energy of the root chakra with the energy of the sacral chakra. And this is why you see the serpents going through your chakra systems, because that's telling you how to chakra fusion. You feel me? How to fuse your chakras in order to access certain abilities. So that's what it is. You're learning alchemy. Inner alchemy is learning how to take various compounds of elements and things like that, shifting them inside the human body. Okay, and then you are able to charge them up and use them to bend certain elements. So that's how it works in the Avatar. That's basically that's the secret that they didn't tell you. Nigga, you're fusing two different elements in order to create a new element. So this is how you can create things like that. Like, and then you got the higher elements, which you can control: telekinesis, time magicians, people who have time abilities. They can control chronons, which people try to say time doesn't exist. If time doesn't exist, then why is there the fucking a particle known as a chronon? A chronon, see? And people wouldn't know this. I'm a fucking alien, so of course I know this shit. Like, chronon. Look it up. It's real. Time is real. In your body, you possess certain chronons. And around you, clocks. Because, all right, I'm getting a little too deep into that one. That's my own shit. Start thinking about the clocks and time and shit. Aquarius, age of Aquarius. Yes, welcome to the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is the tail end of Capricornus. Most of these constellations are smaller versions of the bigger constellations that we have. So, like, the people be like the archons. Well, the archons actually originate from the ark that you see in Egypt of Osiris standing on. That's the ark of of information. So people really don't know that because people get stuck in the text reading the Nag Hammadi and all this shit. But if you literally just dropped the books and you just decided to use your imagination, I am ignition, I am an ignition, I am ignition, because you're using your cognitive abilities, which has to deal with the cognition, claircognition. So if you're using claircognition and your imagery is a sign of that cognitive function, then you are tapping into your imatrix, as it's called. Inside your mind, you have an imatrix where you can imagine certain things. Hey, what's up? And you can imagine certain things, and that shifts and causes neurons to fire in your brain. So same with your chakra system, being able to fuse certain energies in order to create a new element, and this is inner alchemy. So anybody got any questions? Anybody? Any questions on any of this stuff? I know I kind of sped through it, but this was supposed to be a long video. Hey. So yeah, hot and cold spells, natural elements, understanding the elemental abilities. So, all right. So think about this: water and earth. Water and earth create what? Mud. That's a new element. That's like rock, stone, mineral. So you have various things like that. So yeah, understand what type of spells are being done. There's thousands of types of spells and crafts, and the world's made of magic, man. Just tap into it. So anybody got any questions on elemental bending and stuff like that? And how to bend these things is how to be able to consciously shift your own perspective. You have to shift your perspective to a certain level of reality where this is possible. Where it starts with your thought process. Where do you start? Shoot it. I'm gonna spark up a square. I'll have that long before my baby comes back and we enjoy our day. So, but I had this idea and I just wanted to come on here real quick. And it's been a while since I just hit y'all with a "What's Up Sunday" video. So yeah, shoot your questions. Elemental bending. Like I said, my elemental bending ability is earth. And that encompasses all abilities. So that means I can tap into fire, water, air, ether, like all that shit. You know what I'm saying? As to where fusing is easier for earth signs. Let's just say that, because we're encompassing of those things. Because without this plane, you wouldn't have none of those elements besides just the higher vibrational elements. So yeah, shoot your questions, guys. I've been on Instagram, y'all, so check me out on Instagram, Cosmic Conjure, and things like that. Give y'all time to type out your questions. Yeah, I save my lives on my page and on YouTube too. The YouTube channel This Is Not a Channel, it's a broadcast. You catch a lot of cool stuff on there where I break down a lot of different things about magic and stuff like that. Check out the Kobe time spells. Ooh, all right, for people who are just watching, I don't read books. I download them by touching them, but I don't read them. So although y'all might see a lot of books around, I don't really read them. I touch them and absorb all the information off them because I have psychosymmetry. I read books in the astral realm, but most of the books, if I did tell you a book that I might have read, it's not going to be on how to do any of this stuff. It's going to be a book on parables. It's going to be a book like let's see, here, give you an example of the type of books I do read. Okay. So I don't really like to read them, but like a book like this is literally stories. See, stories of the heart, stories of the spirit, stories of the heart, parables of the spiritual path. So I don't really read books on how to do these things. I read parables like Bibles and stuff like that. And that's how I'll get my lesson, from looking at other people's adventures, basically. So, yeah, all this stuff is internal. You read books in the astral realm. There's books that you're only receiving about 5% information and stuff like that in this reality. So you can actually download. Your mind itself is a computer. It can tap into all computers in the universe, which are other people's minds. So you have the universal internet that you can link your mind into. Yep. Yep. It goes around, comes right back around. Yeah, I'm a natural basically. I was raised into the occult. So my grandma raised me up like this. So the Book of the Dead. I've seen bits and parts of it. Are you talking about the physical Book of the Dead, or are you talking about the real Book of the Dead? Because everything has a dualistic nature. So just like let's see, the book I just showed you. Now you can see the book in the physical realm, but when I open the book, I see the book from multiple realms. So I can see I'm reading several different versions of the book, and then I can read the actual version of it, which is set in some type of place where I can go read that. So, Book of the Dead, I've read the real Book of the Dead, and I've seen bits and pieces of the material one that we have in this realm, where it talks about Duat and all that stuff, the papyrus. Yeah, because y'all gotta understand all these is rewrites and stuff like that of other cultures and things like that. The real Book of the Dead contains the is the book of all the dead star seeds that will incarnate into Sirius after they die. So how to travel there through the gates of Sirius and how to get to Mnet T, the Hall of Truth, how to go past the owl, how to go through all these different things and stuff like that. So shout out to all 9 people watching. Grandest of risings. I speak affirmations to you all. May you live peacefully and abundantly. You know what I'm saying? As they say in church on Sunday, may you reach exceedingly and abundantly and above all that you ask, think for, and imagine. So, any other questions before I go? And then you have people who don't read books whatsoever, and they know some shit. They can just look at shit. You know what I'm saying? You have people like me who have the ability of cryptomancy. Cryptomancy is the ability to decode realities, decode messages, decode things, and find their origin and their source code. So that's what cryptomancy is too. I could literally open up a book with my eyes closed and start to touch it, and I could decrypt what it actually says and then write it out. Have a great day. Indeed. Usually I have music or something playing, but I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go live. Let's just talk to a couple people. You know what I'm saying? Didn't invite too many people in here, but then again, you know what I'm saying? We're on the east, so it's pretty early. It's probably like 6 o'clock in Cali or some shit like that in the morning. Who knows? Stop keeping track of that space. Any other questions, y'all? Y'all gotta ask questions about telekinesis, psychokinesis. Any questions? Shoot them. But yeah, that's what elemental bending, elemental fusion, fusing elements. You know what I'm saying? To create a new element in order to achieve certain things. What's up? What's up? So, gracias, as are you guys all. You guys are amazing as well for watching and tuning in and actually, coming with an open heart to listen. I believe people need to start listening in their hearts and not in their minds and not with their ears. If you listen with your heart, you can receive so much more information than you can with trying to listen with your mind, because the mind is constantly thinking, it's constantly bickering with itself. Exactly. And that's probably because you're claircognitive like me, Sky. So information, people who are claircognitive, we get blasted information throughout the day. It's like living one long, drawn out, that's a Raven moment. Thank you as well. Thank you. Hey, Sarah, Sarah. So it'd be like one long, that's a Raven moment. And you got people who live out deja vus. You got people who live out different time paradoxes and things like that. That's why you got to be careful. Certain people are only allowed to tap into time magic because only they know, their bloodlines know how to deal with it. Any other questions? Because if not, then I'm going to go. How about we got 2 more questions and then I'm going to head out and get my day started. Because what is it, the 9th? Yesterday, damn, where was a full moon? Yeah, it's the 9th. So we are on full moon right now. So if y'all need full moon spells and shit, hit me up. Got a couple hot spells, couple cold spells, got a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do enchanting objects and shit too. So let me know, you know. I have a whole menu. Indeed, indeed. So yeah. And if y'all try to message me or whatever and I don't really seem like I talk a lot, because I don't. I really don't. I don't really have small talk. I'm not really a small talker. So outside of taking psychedelic mushrooms, as far as astral travel, you can envision a red ball over every night. Envision a little red ball, and as it gets bigger and bigger, start envisioning it. Envision a tree floating away from you. That's one. Or use the rope method where you drop down a rope in your mind and pull. But I never did it that way, so I usually naturally do it. Or when I'm freaking on psychedelics, fucking travel like crazy, just out the body, in the body, walking through walls. You know what I'm saying? Levitating. So yeah, those are a few things to do that. But I would suggest, you know what I'm saying, psychedelics in a ritualistic fashion where you actually ask the shrooms to show you astral projection. Oh, this is why you have to. There's spirits inside these drugs, my nigga. Like, not the drugs that are chemically made. I'm talking about organic drugs. So hit me up if y'all do want reading sessions, dream interpretations. I do dream interpretations. I'm surprised nobody's taking advantage of my dream interpretation, where I decode your dreams and stuff like that, things like that. So, but yeah, I'm not very big on small talk because I have a lot to say in a short amount of time in my video. So I really just be like, I read your message and be like, all right, this ain't really that important right now. You know what I'm saying? Because usually people are hitting me constantly for emergencies and stuff like that they need performed and things like that. So if it's not an emergency, you feel me? I'm just like, okay. So hit me up for reading, spell workings, all that good cool stuff. So, any more questions before I go? All right. Well, this has been an amazing and awesome session. I don't know if I have any music in to play in the background. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody for sharing this video. It's been a great morning. Well, not morning because we ain't nobody done died. It's been a great rising. You feel me? And I'm Dr. Akath Nkensu, and this has been cool. So peace. Share the video.